Ohio rental laws outline the rules in the state regarding lease agreements and evictions. We'll examine relevant laws for standard lease agreements, month-to-month lease agreements, and evictions. Standard lease agreement. A standard lease gives an overview of the terms between a landlord and tenant for the renting of property. A standard lease is commonly a one-year fixed period and is the most widely used rental contract. Month-to-month lease. A month-to-month lease, also called an at-will tenancy, is an agreement between a landlord and tenant that renews automatically every month and terminates upon notice by either party. In Ohio, notice must be provided a minimum of 30 days prior to termination as required by law. Required disclosures. The state of Ohio does not require any disclosures except the lead-based paint form, which is federally required only for residences built prior to 1978. Landlord access. In Ohio, the landlord is required to provide 24 hours notice before entering the property for repairs or other non-emergency reasons, and they may only enter at reasonable times. Security deposit laws. In Ohio, there is no limit to what the landlord may charge as security. The money must be returned to the tenant within 30 days of vacating. Moreover, if the landlord accepts $50 or the equivalent to 1 month's rent, whichever is greater, it should be held in an interest-bearing account at a rate of 5% per year if the tenant is to stay on the premises for at least 6 months. This interest rate must be paid by the bank or landlord, and the benefits of the interest must be released to the tenant upon vacating. Eviction laws. There are 3 legally accepted causes for eviction in Ohio. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, the landlord can issue a 3-day notice to pay or quit. This gives the tenant 3 days to pay the rent in full, along with any penalties, or vacate the property. If they do neither, the landlord may be forced to seek an eviction from the court. Non-compliance. If the tenant breaks any portion of the lease other than late rent, the landlord may give the tenant 3 days to comply with the lease or vacate the property. Health and safety violation. If the tenant creates a health and safety violation in or around the premises, the landlord can issue a 30-day notice to quit. The tenant then has 30 days to rectify the problem, and if no action is taken, they must vacate the property.